Welcome back to the Relius Reviews. Today's review is focused on 2021's movie entitled Zola. And the official synopsis of Zola is: Zola, a Detroit waitress, is seduced into a weekend of stripping in Florida for some quick cash, but the trip becomes a sleepless 48-hour odyssey involving a nefarious friend, her pimp, and her idiot boyfriend. And this movie is basically a cover of a 148 Twitter page thread where a female tells her story about a horrific adventure that she endures within a span of like 3 to 4 days. And to me, I thought this movie was not bad. And here is my review on the movie. The first thing that I enjoyed about this movie would probably have to be the cast. I think that Taylor Page as the main character as Zola, I like the character a lot in this movie, as Zola is just someone that wants to dance, that wants to strip and make money off of it. And some of the things that she goes through in this movie is not by choice, but she is basically forced to make some pretty dangerous decisions and everything about it. And for half of the movie, I felt pretty bad for Zola because you can definitely tell that she was in some danger. Riley Canal as Stefani, I enjoyed her character a lot as well, even though she is somewhat scummy in this movie, as she tries to help Zola out by going on this trip with her, trying to make money dancing in Tampa, but without telling her some of the other things that they're going to get involved in, such as sex work, robbery, just all sorts of just dangerous things. And I felt like Taylor Page and Riley Canal had good chemistry together on screen. Like, it just felt real and it just felt real. It didn't feel forced or rushed and everything. And I just felt like those two just had like good chemistry on screen together. Coleman Domingo as X, I felt like the actor did a really good job and everything. His character to me was a piece of garbage. He was grimy because he basically puts Zola in a horrible situation that Zola does not want to be in. And then one of the scenes where Zola tries to leave and everything, he is basically like, either get back in this car or I'm going to put you back in this car. And when he said that, that's when I exactly knew that he was somebody you don't want to mess with, because he's dominant, crazy, definitely crazy, and maybe somewhat of a psychopath. But Coleman Domingo as X, he was cool in my opinion. He was really good. Nicholas Braun as Derek. Now, I actually did feel pretty bad for Derek because he just wants to do right. He wants to be with Stefani. He wants her to stop making dumb choices and everything, such as sex work. And he just wants to be in a relationship with her where she is not having sex with guys to make money. But thanks to his character, they are put into dangerous situations as well, because he does quite a few things in this movie where the whole gang almost gets killed because of him. And I couldn't believe by the ending of the movie that he survived. I really thought that he really put himself on a t-shirt when he jumped off that freaking balcony, because he was definitely a simp in my opinion. Not the worst simp of all time, but he was definitely a big simp. But for the most part, the casting for this movie was really good. Another thing that I enjoyed about this movie would probably have to be just the locations that was used in this movie, as it was shot in Tampa and a few other locations. And Florida is definitely a place where some crazy things happen. Florida man, all types of just crazy things like. And this movie does a good job of just showing the crazy things that happens, which is having just like different themes, just like different visuals and everything. Like, this movie does a good job with just showing the craziness that it really gets. And I would say maybe the first thing that I did not like about this movie was the timing. I felt like this movie was just a little bit too short for my liking. Like, this movie is like 85 minutes. And apparently in the Twitter thread that was made originally, a lot more crazier things does happen. which was not included in the movie. And I felt like there should have been more that was added, because Zola gets put into crazy situations, and I wanted to see how crazy it really got, because yeah, it was just crazy. But the first thing I did not like was the movie being too short. Another thing that I did not like about this movie was the fact is that you only got to find out about Stefani's perspective during between like the final act of the movie. But it would have been interesting to see some of the other characters' point of view of what really happened in their own eyes. And another thing that I did not like about this movie would probably have to be the ending itself. Like, the ending to me is just a little bit abrupt. Out of all, I thought this movie was pretty cool in my opinion. It definitely does has a lot of good and crazy moments, and how I would rate Zola out of 5 stars. I would probably rate Zola 3 stars out of 5. And I would say maybe the moral lesson of this movie and in real life is that don't go on trips with somebody that you just met, because you don't know what their intentions are. And then long story short, you might end up on a newspaper as a missing person. But but out of all, good, cool movie in my opinion. And until next time, goodbye.